The LA Lakers are by far the most polarizing team in the NBA. First of all, they are second to none when it comes to fanfare, with the most fans in the whole NBA. Second of all, they have the biggest star in the history of NBA basketball, LeBron James. And third of all, with those three things put together, the Lakers' offseason will always be judged with a bright side. Unless they don't do anything at all, they will always be seen to make great moves in the offseason just because their fans are so optimistic and so oblivious to what the NBA actually holds. Lakers fans after this offseason are so optimistic to what this next season holds, but I quite frankly don't see it. Yes, they brought back Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves, and they brought in D'Angelo Russell and Cam Reddish, but I don't know what additions they made that actually changed their team for the better. When it comes to them last season, yes, a lot of their season was held up by the Russell Westbrook situation. He held back their team. He made their playoff run a lot harder because they had to go through it as a 7 seed. And in the end of the day, they might have been able to get more than 0 games off of the Denver Nuggets if they were as a unit a little bit longer. But in the end of the day, they still got swept in the conference finals by a team that might not even be the best team going into next season, considering the depth they've lost and how stronger the West has gotten. Let's talk about the 3 biggest things that the Lakers needed to address as a franchise coming into this offseason, and what really held them back as a team last year. We can talk about coaching maybe, but I think Darvin Ham did a good job, so we'll leave him off the list. So the first of 3 things is perimeter defense. In the Nuggets series, they absolutely got swaddled by Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray, a guy who is obviously a playoff riser in a lot of situations, ended up having the best series of his finals run, averaging 30-plus points per game against the LA Lakers in a 4-game sweep. He was unstoppable. So who do you add in the offseason to address that perimeter defense? Gabe Vincent and Cam Reddish. Look, I think Cam Reddish as a defender has some upside because of his size and length. But when it comes to effort over the last years, he simply has not shown it. If he has shown defensive versatility and effort, he would have been in that Atlanta Hawks rotation a long time ago. He would have got played on the New York Knicks for a lot more minutes. And the team that he ended his career with last year, his 2023 regular season career, was the Portland Trail Blazers, who to call them a dumpster fire would be a compliment. Gabe Vincent, the so-called star point guard that they brought in this season, doesn't play a lick of defense on that end. In fact, in the finals, he was kind of exposed. Jamal Murray, Michael Porter Jr., Kentavious Caldwell-Pope could blow by him. And yes, you never put Gabe Vincent on your as your primary perimeter defender anyway, but adding him is a guy that needs to get minutes considering the amount he got paid. It's not like he got paid some astronomical amount, but considering what he did in that finals run for the Miami Heat, he's going to expect play time. Are you going to play him next to Austin Reeves? Now, yes, would I say Gabe Vincent and Austin Reeves is a better backcourt than Austin Reeves and Dennis Schroeder? Of course, but does it address your biggest problem from last year's playoffs? Well, no, it doesn't. The next thing that the Lakers needed to bring in this offseason, like they always need to bring in, is backcourt playmaking. And they haven't had that since literally LeBron James was assigned to be the point guard. So they haven't had that in a very long time. And who do they bring in? A shot creator at the point guard position. They don't bring in a passer. They don't bring in a facilitator. They don't bring in any of that. D'Angelo Russell at his best is a solid playmaker. A solid playmaker. A guy that can't really make anybody better. He'll just make the right reads if he gets the ball. But let's keep it a buck here. When you have Anthony Davis and LeBron James, D'Angelo Russell is not going to get enough touches for his playmaking to be good enough. They brought back Austin Reeves, who I thought was a really good player and kind of a shining star in what they did last year. I thought if even the Lakers missed the playoffs, Austin Reeves was a guy that you could walk away from and be like, you know what, this season was a success. We found a guy that was somewhat successful in a very weird system. But Austin Reeves is not a playmaker. He is kind of known for his clutch shot making when it comes to like catch and shoot 3-pointers. And he's okay in the pick and roll, but not too much as a playmaker. So they did not add backcourt playmaking from him. And don't get me started on Gabe Vincent. He's a shot maker. He's a shot taker. He's not a playmaker. If he was a playmaker, maybe the Miami Heat push the Denver Nuggets to more than just 5 games, considering how many minutes he was playing every game. I think it was north of 35. And the last thing that the Lakers needed to address in their offseason was a playoff third option. Look, I respect D'Angelo Russell, but he is no playoff third option. And they brought that guy back immediately, re-signed him. I thought D'Angelo Russell was good to go. I mean, leave him alone considering how bad he was in the playoffs for you defensively and offensively. But they brought him back. So are they going to play him in the playoffs? Well, even if they don't, Austin Reeves or Gabe Vincent is your playoff third option? I don't think that's good enough. Gabe Vincent has been a playoff third option for many playoffs, and never have the Heat won a championship. Even though Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo have been resilient in every single season that they play, and every single series that they play in the playoffs as well. Austin Reeves does not have it cut out for him to be that great of a player. Unless he makes a great leap next year, he's not a playoff third option. He's like a playoff 3.5 option. If you have another guy that is as talented as Reeves, and you can have them all on the court at the same time, LeBron, AD, Austin Reeves, and another guy like Austin Reeves, then you have a playoff third option, I'd say, with those two players combined. But Gabe Vincent is not as good a scorer as Austin Reeves. Rui Hachimura would be your answer to all of these questions. He's an okay perimeter defender for his size. Look, being 6'9" is not going to make you a great perimeter defender, but he does it exceptionally well for his height and his weight. So you'd think that he would address the perimeter defense. Well, that's true. But Anthony Davis plays center, Rui Hachimura running the 4. He's not going to play against a small guy every possession. So his perimeter defensibility is not the greatest considering how switchable and how versatile offenses are these days. He'd either get killed off the dribble by a point guard, or he'll just have to go stick to a power forward who's not going to do shit on offense all game. And when it comes to playmaking, he can't play make. He's a scoring forward. But he can't be your playoff third option either, because they simply don't give him the ball enough. When you see a guy like Rui Hachimura average 20-some for a few playoff series, you want to give him the ball more, especially considering the efficiency he was doing it on. When I see a guy like Rui Hachimura average 21 on damn near 70% true shooting percentage, I want to get as many points I can get out of him until he becomes a below league average scorer. I'd let him score 25 a night. I'd let him score 28 a night if it means league average scoring, because the hardest thing to get in the playoffs is league average scoring at a high clip. That's why Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic made it happen this year. That's why the Heat could not win a championship this year, because they had at best two players who could do that, Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. And Bam Adebayo one game would be passive, and Jimmy Butler the other game would be terrible. Because yes, he has an ankle injury, but look, league average scoring on a high clip is the most important thing you can have in the playoffs besides a playmaker like Stephen Curry or Nikola Jokic. So when it comes to that, they don't give Rui Hachimura enough touches for him to be effective enough to be a championship number 3. With all that being said, I think the Lakers will improve as a team and have a higher seed. But their cap has been told, and it has been shown, that it is a Western Conference Finals team, and that's the farthest they'll ever get. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to leave a like, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see y'all next video. Peace out.
Hey, come on, I got a bag on me. You try to take it, leave you stinking like your last homie. Shit kinda cakey, little baby, put that ass on me. But I ain't that horny, do you got some cash for me? Why every time you ask him that, bitches act funny. And you keep trying to hold the strap, you won't slap for me. You too happy, I can tell you never had money. Every time you get on live, gotta flash money.